We live. It's 8:30. I'd have been back on at 8 at therapy, but I had to pace myself. Mm. All right. This application is pretty extensive, so it's gonna take me some time on this, but we gonna see. Uh, Lord. All right. I'm actually gonna start off with the questions. I thought I was gonna start off with the thing, but I'm actually gonna start off with the questions. So let's start there. Explain the problem that you're trying to solve. Okay. I think so. I just want to take a few notes real quick about what the platform that I'm developing does. So it reduces research time, grants. It gives. So like spend hours of time strategy or truly understand the application. Okay. What other problems am I trying to solve? So this is the question that I'm answering right now, right? Explain the problem you are solving. So I'm applying for a accelerator program, and I'm not like, these aren't going to be like the full things, but I just kind of want to get on paper what exactly the problem that I'm trying to solve with the product. Okay. So explain the problem. So the product that I create is called wingrants.io, and its primary function is for you to put in a URL into the software so that you can get like a full profile on the funder and know whether or not you're aligned and know exactly how to apply for the opportunity instead of just applying cold, you know? So I think what is it, like knowing more, because it's like increasing. So one of the things that I put in there is increasing confidence, but like I want to explain how increase confidence by providing a clear profile of who is eligible and who can win. And wait, and what sets them apart. Okay. So I think here's the thing about it too, is that like when I write this, it's going to be one sentence and I'm going to focus on one pain point. And that's more so me trying to figure out, like, because I made this product for me. What's up? What's up? What's up? Blessings, blessings, blessings. Oh, yeah. Okay. Nice. I'm glad that the 23-second cell helped you out, because the way you really need to know how to like say your idea in as least amount of characters as possible, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. Because when it says explain your problem, this needs to be a single sentence. I'm going to be telling them like, this is the problem. And part of this application, at least from what I understand, from what I did in my background research, is that you have to be so clear about the problem, because it lets them know, and them as in the funder, that you know what you're building for. When you talk too much, that's the number one thing I see from people. I do workshops constantly, And anytime I start off the workshop, I ask somebody, I'm like, all right, you got a name, where you at? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Or one, like, do you know exactly what your pitch is? You can say your program in 60 seconds, no questions asked. Two, you know kind of what you do, but sometimes you veer off and you don't really have structure. Three, do you ramble? Do you talk so long that by the time you get to another point, you got to say something like, yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, do you get it? Is that because there's a psychological thing that happens where we assume that the more we say is the more people are going to understand. Not true. Not true. Confidence comes from being very clear and very brief. And I don't want to say brief, but concise. The whole goal of what I'm about to write here in this sentence is that it needs to be something where they lean in to say that is a problem. All right. And this thing is too is that I'm solving this problem in terms of like who am I doing it for? You know? So explain the problem you are solving. And then the next question, because I have to be conscious about how I want my questions to line up like a story, right? So I know that for question 11, it's going to like explain the problem you're solving. Question 2, what is your company going to make? Which means that it needs to directly complete the sentence. So let's say my problem, right? If I choose to do that, applicants going for non-dilutive funding spend hours of time in research in hopes to understand the funder and their language. My company is going to make a product that reduces that time and gives them insights they never imagined by doing this thing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it needs to be, I'm writing it like a story so that like if you read one sentence, it makes perfect sense why you have the next sentence. So it's like, and I think I'm probably gonna do something along those lines. I'm gonna clean up this language, but let's get to basics in. So let's go. And I don't even know if I want to do applicants, but I think I'll say entrepreneurs seeking we're gonna say through grants. Okay. Spend hours researching an opportunity to prepare their applications. Okay, entrepreneurs seeking non-dilutive funding through grants spend hours researching an opportunity to prepare their applications. But don't have the strategy. We don't have strategy. Okay, I'm gonna work that one through. So we're gonna go boom here. We're gonna start that there because we're gonna put down these drafts. Exactly. Consequentially, I am a storyteller. An application should read like a story, and it's gonna make so much more sense to the funder because somebody else would like write this and be like, oh, we are solving the problem of this thing because it affects all of these different people. And then when they go to the company, it'll be like, our company, Johnson and Johnson, is developing a platform and it's like it almost reads like you're answering an entirely different question. But think about it like for them, they're gonna read it in order. So I'm like, listen, there is a really big problem with entrepreneurs who are seeking non-dilutive funding because they're spending hours researching an opportunity to prepare their applications, but they don't understand the context and they still don't have the strategy to win. That is why I'm developing this platform, What is your company going to make? So research bills. Provide language past awardee and okay, we'll do that because it's research. Mhm. Okay. Please describe your product and what it does or will do. How does your product solve that problem in a new and innovative way? Da-da-da. I would probably say compared. I don't know what the other one is. I think it's maybe like, let's say grantable. I'm just gonna jot these down. Okay, cool. We're gonna do that. Okay. And this is also what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go through each one of these. I'm gonna jot down, I guess, like my initial like bullet points real quick about like kind of what I want to do. And then we're gonna cross-reference this with the actual dashboard that I created to help inform my responses. Hmm. Okay. Oh, did I put that on there? I keep saying like greatest chance of success. I think I've been using that. And I still have to figure out my languaging around it because I feel like sometimes when I explain the product, I've been so into the data that I get back that I'm stepping away from the thing that I truly believe an application needs, and it's the feeling. Nobody is like really asking themselves like, "Oh, I want a dashboard. That's what I want." And it's like, "Nah, bro. Instead of me saying dashboard, I'm like, I'm gonna give you a plan. I'm gonna give you a plan to win the grant. I'm gonna give you an entire report. It's like I'm gonna give you the playbook to win the grant. That's what that is. How far along are you? What is current traction, if any? In this point, I think I'm going to talk about every day. I think I'll probably speak about Instagram content and follower engagement. Okay. One of the benefits of applying to one of the things, like the benefit of applying to more like fellowships, residencies, and doing these applications is that you start to understand your product more. You start to understand your program more, or whatever you're doing more. It was literally through me creating the last pitch deck that I completely changed the product, because I was like, oh wait, hold up, that's not really what I want to do. This is what I want to do. That's the thing, removes the guesswork from the equation so that applicants can connect with the grantors who are looking for them. Exactly. Because we know, like it's crazy, because I know that there are so many people who apply to grants who would be so good for the opportunity, but they just didn't know how to position themselves. They just didn't know how to position themselves. And if they knew how to do that, sorry, by the way, there's another species inside the room. I have to say this every time I get on live, but this is Milo. Say hi to Milo bird. She is an attention seeker. Boop. Good job. She's an attention seeker. She's my baby. I love that girl. That's my baby. Okay. But it's like stuff like this where I really get a better understanding about the product, because initially my target user was a solo entrepreneur, and I think I'm going to definitely compete for this grant for solo entrepreneurs. Like that'll be so solopreneurs. So I got to figure out my ICP and why does this problem or solution matter to them. So I think it's on time. I think it's on confidence. I think it's on strategy. Milo is so soup. She's like, what? I got friends. Milo out here getting love. You hear this, Milo bird? My little parrot. Yes. Yes, you getting love, my little parrot. Yes, indeed. Look at all the people. They're so excited to see you. You're live right now on Instagram, on Twitch, and on YouTube. Do you know what those are? Those are social media platforms. The internet is watching. Yeah, you keep me humble, don't you? You keep me humble, kid. So, yeah, baby bird. Okay, so, full-time solopreneurs. Why does this problem or solution matter to them? I think this is going to also be a rewrite on the top part. I'm going to actually show you go ahead with your question on the lens. It depends on whether or not I'll answer it. We'll see. What's up? Do you have revenue? No. This is pre-revenue. So keep in mind, like, I'm pitching a product that hasn't really been created. And honestly, I don't think that I only think there's maybe like 2 or 3 questions in here that I really have to answer, because all the other ones are pretty much simple, right? If your revenue comes from multiple sources, it's NA. Who writes the code? Was any of it done by a non-founder? Okay, I do have to do that one. So I wanted to say this as many. Yeah, I definitely want to do something along the lines of talking about how I'm the person who's doing all of these things. Because and one of the reasons I want to do that is because I'm making a product for solo entrepreneurs. So uh I want them to know that I am the person for the problem for the product. And keep in mind, by the way, I'm just like jotting these notes because I kind of want to understand what I'm going to put into them. But I still have to run this against the dashboard, and I'm going to show you how it's going to make it super easy doing that. Okay. Sometimes writing for applications, I find myself being very narrative, if that makes sense. I always struggle to know if I'm doing too much. How do I gauge? And I don't know if narrative means that you're talking too much, if you're like explaining too much. But I work very I'm going to do things very what's the word, concise. So, if you feel like you're doing too much, you likely are, because that's a it's a good indication. You should want to feel like, and like, oh, have I given them everything? Just the whole goal isn't to give them everything. The whole goal of the response is to get them so intrigued that they continue reading the application. It's almost like bite-sized pieces, which is why I'm like writing this not as paragraphs. I'm writing it as I'm just getting out like the main thematic points that I want to get, and then I'm going to revise it to make sure that it's really concise, and I'm going to hook it. Right. So instead of like right here is like, as many solo entrepreneurs are, I wear all the hats: designing, coding, and marketing the MVP. Now, I'm not going to say that in the same way, but because the question is, who writes the code? Does the technical work on your product? Was any of it done by a non-founder? And I want to tell a story, but also answer the question concisely. So if it gets intangible, you probably already know that you're doing too much. I would definitely need to see an example of what that looks like. But I think honestly, I see more people who are more literal than they are like in the story. And literal as in like, I run a company that does XYZ, and this product is going to solve these 12 things, and everybody who uses it, life is going to change. Versus if you're saying story heavy, it's more like saying um there was a user named John who reached out to me about a problem that they were having, and this software is the thing that increased his business by 100x% by solving this problem for him. Like, that's story heavy versus like the concept being heavy, like the concept or the idea of the product being heavy. I hope that made sense. um But the thing is, I think I write in stories. I do not write in, like, I don't write technically, I write stories. And I write stories because feelings is what move people to action. I want people to feel things, which is why I'm saying, like, I answering the who writes code thing, I'm talking about wearing all the hats because I said that earlier and somebody said same. I'm about to be like, "Oh, I do all this." Somebody said same. Exactly. I want to express emotions in my application where they come back and be like, "Damn, same. I wear all the hats." I'm gonna like reword it, but I want them. That's what I want them to feel at the end of it. Like just like all of us who are out here trying to build. Where does one even start looking for grants, especially if you have any out of the box practice? So the answer to your first question is buy my book. Fund your vision. Yeah, right here. It is in the link in my bio. Fund Your Vision, the complete funding guide for those who are doing it alone. This book right here has the 15 methods that I use to find grant funding. All of the grants in the world. Every single grant that I have found, I literally give you all the hacks and I teach you about everything in terms of like the language that, funders speak, all that in the nine. You can grab that at the link in my bio. So, because like there isn't like I can't answer that question in a way where I'm like, oh, go to Google, which by the way is terrible. Don't go to Google. That's not going. You're not gonna find what you're looking for there. It's gonna be too much work. But it's one of those things where, uh, yeah, if you wanna start this book right here, these 15 methods, I guarantee even like grant writers who be researching for like a decade, they don't they don't do everything that I do because I be doing some hacks. I don't even know if they're all ethical, but they all work. That's for sure. And then on the other side, when you think about the out of the box practice, you're gonna have to say what that means because your username says ceramics, and that ain't out of the box. There's plenty of grants for ceramic artists. You know, they exist. All right, let me get back in this application. All right, cool. So I want to talk about wearing all the hats. And was any of it done by a non-founder? Okay, cool. So I'm going to go here because they also want an explanation. So what tech stack are you using or plan to use? That'll be easy. What are you using AI for in your company operations? Uh, I literally took all the application questions and put them inside. Are you using AI for any of your company's operations? If so, what are they and how are you using it? Websites, social. I'm gonna change the way that I put that there. But one of the things that I want to put inside of the uh this too is that I have something called narrow intelligence, and I'm working to trademark that. And it's like essentially the background knowledge that's going on behind the product. Right now, I am completing an application for an accelerator program. I developed a app, a product that helps people win grants. A lot of people just like, find grants, but they don't know how to win them. So I developed a product where you just put the URL of the grant that you found, and it analyzes the entire grant, and then it'll show you all of show you the strategy in order for you to win it. So that way you're not going in blind. So this is an example. This is the accelerator program that I'm applying to right now. I literally, all I did was put this link inside of the app, the prototype that I built, and it gives me everything, every piece of information I need to know about the funder and how to set myself apart so that I am the ideal candidate in order for them to select me. You know, it tells me everything about what I'm going to get from the program. If I come down here, I understand their motivations, their desires, their fears, what they're actually building. So they're not running a grant program. They're trying to create a proof of concept for the American economy. I'm like, oh, that's deep. It also tells me information about the funders, like the CEO of the company, the founder. I get all the background about them. I get to understand some of their narrative structures that connect them, you know? Yeah, and I'm going ham with it. All the information about alumni. It tells me about the sectors they've chosen in the past, what selected founders actually share. So these are all things that they had in common. So already generating some revenue or paying customers or pilots. This is one of the 3 IG platforms I use. Bridge the gap between therapy, coaching, energy healing, and combine. And Clay. Oh, yeah, that is a lot. That is a lot. But um and then at the bottom, once you actually go through the entire, like, there's things here where it's like these are the words that resonate with this particular group, and I'm going to put these words inside of my application: coachable, scalable, investable, collaborative, things like that. And then frames to avoid or reframe. So I can't come in here and say I need funding to build a better product, because you must have something MVP ready. And if that is something where it's like, oh, maybe let's say I wanted to apply for this, but I really don't have an MVP right now, it'll give me information about how to reframe. And the reframe is, we have X and need capital to accelerate, right? It'll give me something like, hey, this is how you reframe it. So I definitely have to talk about being coachable. Not only is this a word that resonates, but it also is one that shows up in the rejection, and it shows up in the funder language. So I know that this is a thing. So I have odd ADHD. I have odd ADHD too. So I am neurodivergent. I feel you on that. My hyper focus is what has gotten me as far as I've been in life, and I have shiny object syndrome. So I get it. Here's the thing about it though, and that's one of the things that I had to really like zone in on, and I'm still working through it, but I had to pick something, right? It is very, like, anybody who follows me now, they kind of look to me and be like, "Oh, you're going to help me win more opportunities." Right? And I'm happy to be that person, because one, I like to win. I'm very competitive. This is the type of things that I like. Think about it like this. Whoever's applying for this accelerator program, they don't have what I got. They not doing what I'm going to do, because this is how deep it is for me. This is how much I want to win. You know what I mean? And if I'm going for $50,000, $75,000, I'm gonna do what I need to set myself apart. But the thing is like, I also have a bird, or I like to bike ride. And imagine if I just decided to stop doing that and then make, bike content. You know what I mean? It's like, people, if you are not known for something, it'll be hard for people to trust what it is that you're trying to build or produce, um so I'm really happy for this, because it's actually like centralizing it. And this right here, by the way, is what I would do for things myself. Do this myself. This is why I'm saying that, like, I literally had to put my brain into this product, where it's like I would talk about, like, okay, I read this in the application, I feel like this is what it means. This word, I look at verbs, I look at nouns, I look at everything to be like, what's happening here? That's how deep it gets. And I had to tell the AI that. I'm like, no, no, no. I want you to look at this words, but like the words that resonate, this is how I identify words that resonate. This is how I identify how to reframe. This is how I think, how to. It's literally, I'm trying to like put this into a product. Because if I can make, and I say, let me not say if, when I make this product, it will either build generational wealth for other people in the world, or I am going to use it to get a competitive advantage over all of y'all and build my own generational wealth. One or the other. You know what I mean? One or the other. I don't care. Okay, but here's the thing. So not only am I going to get a profile, right? Because somebody is going to look at all this data. There's someone who's going to be like, oh my God, Queena, this is so awesome. I'm happy I got all this data. But then there are other people who just need what's happening at the bottom. What's happening at the bottom is crucial. And I don't know if it's going to pop up like all the way on the screen, but like there's like something called a neurointelligence that happens at the bottom. Neurointelligence is the name of the process that I have been developing into the AI platform, but it's essentially combining what it knows about me, which is quite a lot at this point, about me and the product that I'm building, to pick out particular stories that have happened in my life, or nuances about who I am, or things about the product that would resonate with the funder. That is key. So it looks like as an example, the meta moment is your strongest asset. You are a Black woman founder who built an AI tool to help underrepresented founders win grants. You are the user of your product. Dev Inc. has never Div Inc. has never seen a more on-mission applicant. You are their economic thesis in human form. Lead with this without apology. Now, I kind of did this when I was talking about the solo entrepreneur thing, and that's why I said before that I'm like, I definitely want to do it. So, also, by the way, wingrants.io. Hopefully I can pin that, because sometimes it won't be letting me pin. Sometimes it won't be letting me pin. I'm using multiple products to make it, actually. Excuse me. Yeah. I'm using multiple. So I think I have so many subscriptions. So I use ChatGPT, I use Claude, I use Manus, I use Perplexity, and I use Lovable. And they all are really good at different things. They're all really good at different things, because and one of the greatest things is that I can give you all of the sauce that I'm talking about, and you still couldn't get the exact replica of what I made, But wingrants.io, if you want early access to the platform, please sign the waitlist. The waitlist is in the link in my bio. It's in the link in my bio. Please sign up for the waitlist, because if you sign up for the waitlist, that is how I'm able to convince other people to actually fund the product. That's what I'm using, because again, I'm pre-revenue. And that's one of the things that when I go to these opportunities, is that a lot of people will ask me yo, how do you get something and you've never done it before? Or it's even if you haven't done something before, or even if you're trying to go for an opportunity where you feel like you may not have the credentials to go for it, the only thing that what you have to do is use whatever you have right now to prove that you are committed to creating whatever that thing is. So as an example, I already had a subscription to Claude, you know what I mean? So it's if I'm saying that, okay, I want to build this product, it's nothing for me, especially now in the age of AI. It's nothing for you to create a website in a day, right? Just create the website, or let's say if you wanted to make I don't know, a youth program, write the curriculum. You know what I mean? AI exists. Write the curriculum, create a website, and then when you go to pitch, now it's it looks like you actually, you know what I mean, put effort into whatever it is. Don't just be like, oh, well, I don't got nothing, so I'm just not going, you know what I mean? Put some effort into whatever it is, and that's how you're gonna be able to to go for something like that. Please sign up for the wait list. That would be so helpful. That would be so helpful, because I'm pre-revenue, right? So I'm pretty sure the people who are going to be in this accelerator program, they may already be making, a lot of money because they all tech founders and stuff like that. I'm just somebody who, like, I literally use this to solve my own problems. I showed it to somebody and they was like, yo, I'll pay you if you can get me a report on this like grant that I'm applying for. So when they said that, I was like, I mean, sure, you know? And then I gave them their report and they were like, yo, this is so crazy. Cause they was like, yo, I have been trying to write this application for 2 weeks. I didn't know what I was going to write. Now I just feel like, I got it's almost like I gave you the answers to the test. Now, I'm not saying, by the way, because this isn't a 100% accuracy, not in the content, because AI is AI. But what it is that it gives you a much heartier understanding of whatever the grant is. And that's the thing that messes up people so much when they apply for grants. They're applying for grants that are not aligned. They aren't clear, and they were never going to be selected by the funder anyway, because there was some level of misalignment. There was some level of misunderstanding. They just see the grant and they're just like, oh, there's $50,000. I'm going to tell them about my company so that they give me the money. That's not how you do it. It's just not how you do it. There's a strategy. And this is the strategy. This is the strategy. All them people who be out there trying to sell you a list of grants, because you say to yourself like, oh, well, where do I find grants? And then somebody will charge you $20, $50 just to get the list of grants. So they'll say to themselves, all right, yo, here's, Johnson & Johnson grant for $10,000. And you think you found something, but they give you the grant, but they don't teach you how to win it. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Because winning a grant requires it. Prior to my product, it required a lot of time and energy in research. The thing that most people who are like, if you're just like casually going for grants, you're likely not doing a lot of research. And if you're casually going for grants, you're probably likely also not winning a ton of them. But you got to think, if you got like, let's say them nonprofits that be making like, $2 to, 10, maybe $10 million a year. You know what I mean? They executive director sitting clean at 175K. Like those people, they have a team of they hire grant writers to do this on a basis, because they know that if they take more shots, the more shots they take, the greater chance for success. So they'll invest $25,000 in order for them to make 350 grand. Think about the numbers, people. Think about the numbers. Please sign up for the wait list. Just take a thought and ask Claude, and it will build it in the wildest fantasy. Yeah. You know what's crazy? Like AI is so, and like I think it's like, I think AI is a great like tool to like charge my superhuman abilities. And as an artist, by the way, I am a professional artist. That's how I started getting into grants, because I wanted to fund my arts practice. I'm a professional poet, and I've been doing poetry since I was 8 years old. This year actually marks 25 years that I've been on stage. So I've been doing poetry, I've been doing public speaking, and that's how I got into grants, because, I needed to figure out a way to make money as an artist. And that was my path. I was like, okay, I'm gonna use my skills and I'm gonna stand out in these applications. I got really good at it because I stand out. I know how to do content, I know how to do design. And when AI came into play, oh, it's over with. It's over with. But now sometimes I be saying to myself, I'm like, dang, yo, 10 years ago, you know how long it used to take me to do stuff? And every single time I be finding new, like I used to be on Photoshop. Now I be on Canva. You know what I mean? Like I used to be taking days to do something, and now it happens almost instantaneously. It happens so fast, by the way, that sometimes I be looking at AI like, I almost be feeling bad when I don't want to do something. Cause I'm like, Queena, it's gonna take you can build the business in 2 minutes. Like, what? It's gonna take you 2 minutes to do it. It actually makes me feel bad now. I'd be like, what am I doing? Who am I? Who am I? Lazy, Queena. Lazy. Oh, snap. Did you saw my poetry? You know what? Listen, yo, I ain't even really on chat. You right. I ain't gonna hold you. Claude is Claude me and Claude locked. Me and Claude is locked. Trust and believe. Me and Claude be locked, yo. Mm-hmm. I love Claude. I started using Claude and I ain't sleep right for 3 days straight. Man, Claude done took away my Claude done took away insomnia is what I got from that platform. It should come with a list of side effects. Okay? Because there was no way. I left the office the day I started using Claude. I left the office, I laid in bed, and I downloaded the app on my phone. When I tell you, I had thought of every idea with Claude. There was a day I was thinking about building a new country. And it was over with. It was over with. I haven't slept right. I haven't slept right. I'm still recovering. TBH. I'm still recovering. What's the difference? The difference is the Flintstones versus the Jetsons. That's the difference. The difference is so vast that I almost felt disrespected that I was out here using chat gpt is just really, you know what the thing was, and this is what got me with Claude. This is what really got me with Claude. It was because chat gpt, you can run in circles on the same question, running through the same thing, whatever. Claude is about people who want to get productive. Like, Claude will get to a point, like, I'll start asking questions about something and Claude will start to be like, listen, we have examined this in every way possible, let's build it and iterate from there. I said, oh, I like you, go ahead, get the building. I said, go ahead, get the building. Go do what you need to do. That's what I felt. You know, that's the difference. That's like, see, chat will, that's what, like, chat will make you feel, it's just like, it would just send you in a loop. It's just like, oh yeah, nah, you do that. Oh yeah, da, 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 da. Nah, Claude about getting that business done. Try and get that shit done. You feel me? Claude ain't playing. Claude trying to save the the usage rights. He's like, listen, I get it. You was researching that, but Queena, I'm gonna need you to stop. Okay, you have everything that you need. Can I get to doing this? I'll be like, all right, yo. Claude ain't got no time for that. You right. Yeah, you right. I'm telling you, try out. I know a lot of people's talking about, oh yo, switch from chat over to Claude. Listen, and as a neurodivergent soul, not only, like, I have been using chat gpt, god, I don't even know what, maybe a year, like regularly. I was using chat gpt for a year. I started using Claude in like the beginning of March, so I would likely say less than 35 days. And since I've used Claude, not only have I developed from the thought, right? Not only have I developed from the thought the prototype for the platform, but I also created all of the narrow intelligence reports for my clients. Sold those. Like, I sell these reports for $700 to nonprofits, or like if somebody's going for like a PhD research program or something like that. I'm selling these reports. Drafted all of those, created the websites for for the landing pages and the one for my strategy business. I did the entire thing on Claude. And this is just, and I wrote my book. It helped me write it literally, and it's like, and it remembers in a way where it's like, if I was on chat barely it'd be forgetting what I'd be talking about. Like, the way I tell you, I wrote this book with Claude in probably like maybe a day or two. And it probably took me maybe like 2 to 3 weeks to get the book finalized, because it's like, you create, I create the draft and I'm going through a Claude and we're trying to figure out the outline and how it's going to look and all those kind of things. Without Claude, if this was on chat gpt, I'd still be writing this drawing. Chat would have still been talking to me about the intro. It has still been talking to me. You know what I mean? 30 days, man. It'll change your life. It'll change your life. Just try it. Matter of fact, I wish I had I'm out here gassing it up. I wish I had a dang promo code. I wish I had an affiliate link. Because watch, you go onto that John and you gonna start using it and you're like, oh damn, I bought a subscription. Man, I use Claw so much. I bird. I use Claw so much. Hold on. I ran out of credits. I had to pay for more credits. I had to pay for more credits. You know, but I use all of them because they all have like benefits. You know, they all have benefits. I'm pretty sure there's an invite link, but I'm not about to go through that process. I'm not about to go through that process. I got bigger fish to fry. Tell you what, I'm gonna be on this like live for like 10 more minutes with you all. So ask any questions that you have, because clearly y'all too engaging. That's what it is. Y'all too engaging. And I ain't getting this application done. So I'm gonna give y'all 10 more minutes. Y'all ask any questions. We can have a little conversation real quick. But I can't do this on live. See, my neurodivergency popping up. I can't do two things at once. I might have to write all my like responses and then come back on here and show you guys what I did. Because I cannot walk and chew gum. I'm out here tripping. I'm tripping over myself. So ask your questions. You know what I mean? So Gemma 4. I don't even know what that is. Let me see. What is that? Gemma 4? Is a family of open models purpose built for advanced reasoning. Google DeepMind? Oh, this is interesting. Our most intelligent open models built from Gemini 3 research and technology to maximize intelligence per parameter. I don't even know what this sounds so intelligent. Support for 140 languages, fine-tuning. That's the thing too, is that like everything's new AI. I anytime somebody talk about the AI, you know what? You already know what's followed by. If you don't get on this, you know, you're gonna get left behind. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all might have to leave me. Y'all might have to leave me because I'm not gonna be able to keep up. I'm trying, like I'm doing my best, but like this is one of them things where, you know, this John is changing every single day. Every day. So when you talking about, oh, there's a new AI from somewhere or whatever, these Johns is changing every single day. They have an offline localized version for your phone. That's all I know. Oh, I don't know nothing about. But what I will say though is that like I'm interested in trying out all of these platforms because I get even when I put my prompts into different things in the way that I research, I'm gonna get a different response from Perplexity than I get from Claude, than I get from Manus, than I get from Chat. So that's why I put them through all of them because I want to see which one is going to be as close to the responses that I deem is going to be appropriate and helpful for the users of the platform. And right now, I recognize that too because I had to like change my LMs because of that. But yeah, hot take. But do you all think about the criticism of using generative AI because of the impact? Genuinely asking. So I mean, if you're referring to impact as in like water, then like I think it's a real thing. But so I'm gonna preface this by saying that whatever I say right now is from a place of ignorance. I don't know nothing about what it's really doing to the environment. I don't know. I am coming from a place of ignorance. Okay. I use AI because it is superhuman. It makes me superhuman. And as somebody who is like, I run everything, the fact that I now have an agent to help me run this John too, changing my life. And I'm an artist. So most times like artists don't like AI because they're like, well, you're a poet. You know what happens? And I'm like, well, still ain't gonna hit it still ain't gonna hit the stage like me, at least for now, But in terms of the environmental, like in terms of water, I don't really know. And then what is it doing to the Black communities? I don't know nothing about that neither. Because I'm out here Black and thriving. Matter of fact, I'm about to use this John to bring in some generational wealth. All right. If anything, if all listen, all I could do is make sure that whatever I create is of benefit to people who look like me and who sound like me and from where I'm at, you know? Oh, I'm glad you joined too. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Glad you joined too. Um, Let me see here. Had to switch to you. You were BNV as a youngin. We were probably there at the same time. Oh, Brave New Voices. Oh, when did you say that? That was 10 minutes ago. All right, sorry. What's interesting too? I haven't I'm streaming right now on multiple platforms, and I'm trying to get used to the idea of streaming because I want when people think about grants and opportunities, they think I feel like it's just antiquated. Like you think about it, it's like, that sounds like for old people or mad professional. I'm like, nah, like we can make this fun. Let's add some fresh. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start streaming. I'm gonna be like the Kai Sanat of like grants. Let's go for it. But it looks like I have a whole bunch of platforms going on right now. So I'm trying to make sure I get everybody's responses. But okay, so I struggle with it because it's out of the mud as a multi-hyphenate with I'll be looking. I don't know what you mean by the struggle part. But like I also like I listen, I am a firm believer. I'm not the person to talk to if you got beef with AI. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. To be honest with you, I'm not the person to talk to about much of any negative things in the world. Yeah, I don't think it would be wise. Because I just don't think that you're going to get the response that you expect. And I mean that about anything negative in the world. And I like anything. The thing about me right now is that I'm creating this content and I'm talking about everything that's going on, but I'm creating the content and I'm talking about what's going on in my life, but like I am so insulated, like I am so in my own bubble that I've gotten to the point where what's outside of it, I'm just it would irritate you if you're really oh, AI, the environment is da, da, da. I would irritate you by my lack of like energy towards what you're saying. I just be like, oh, okay, you should do something about that. You know what I mean? You should go out there. You should go out there and do that. Environment is getting screwed by so many. Here's the other part about the environment thing too. And again, I'm coming from a place of ignorance. Lauda, I see you, girl. How are you? So I'm coming from a place of ignorance, but I have hope. I have hope. Like I genuinely, when people be like, "Yo, I like your energy or whatever," I have this energy because I have hope, and that's something that I just don't feel like the world is teaching us to carry. You know what I mean? It doesn't like I feel like in so many ways people are trying to strip this idea of hope. Like, yo, the world's burning, we're fighting, like it's gonna be bad, we're doomed. I have hope, right? I have hope because I'm like, dang, I'm really about to build something that if people use it, they're going to be able to build wealth. They could build their business. They can create a path to entrepreneurship so that they can leave, right, the structural infrastructure of poverty and be able to increase their health, their mental health, their happiness. I have hope, right? And I also have hope that with the advancement of AI, the fact that it is affecting the environment may be a situation now, but I am confident that we could use the same technology to find a solution. Do you see what I'm saying? Like we're thinking in the most negative way possible in the sense that like AI is going to like, oh, if you could use it and blow up the world. If you could use it for ultimate destruction, what is stopping somebody like me, like you, like anybody else who can't sleep using Claude Code to then find a solution to the issues with the environment or the issues with climate? It's not like that isn't going to evolve. I have hope. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. That's why I can smile. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can smile. Hello, hello. I needed you here today, Lauda. How are you? Are you still in the city? Where you at? Because you be out here just globe trotting. You be out here just globe trotting. All right. just collecting stamps in your passport. I need to be like you. As soon as I build this platform, I'm about to be just like you. All right. Y'all got any other questions? Any other thoughts? Because I'm not. Yeah. This application, by the way, for the Accelerator program is due at 11:59 CST. So let's see how long that is, because I need to see a timer. I don't know how to act. Hold on, it's a countdown timer. I need a countdown timer. I don't know how to act. Because if it's up to me, I'd be on here kikiing with y'all all night. Like, I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to be out here and build something incredible. I am wildin'. I ain't do nothing but wildin'. But you know what? You know what I learned about ADHD? Trust me, bruh. Oh my God. I am the queen of 11:59. I am the queen. I'm not going to do anything until the pressure is on my back. Okay? I need that John here. I need the pressure like a cape. Then I turn into a superhero. Problem solved. You know what? Mind you, I found out about this thing. I think I found out about it yesterday. Yesterday was when I found out about it, and then I created the dashboard, did the research, and got all the application questions. You know, but I'm telling you, and the other benefit too is that, like, if I wait to the last minute, I also don't question myself, and that's the part that you know what I mean, because I question myself a lot. If I create the application a week in advance, I'll be like, dang, do I gotta change this? Do I gotta do that? When I write this, I'm gonna be like, oh, this is incredible. This is the best thing I ever wrote. You know what I mean? This is the best thing. Y'all need to follow each other. Y'all here kikiing in the comments with each other. Y'all need to follow each other. You know what I'm saying? Make friends. We all out here trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? We all out here trying to get it. Make friends. Let me see how much time I got. I love cortisol, man. I love the adrenaline. Stress. I literally was just talking to my therapist. I had therapy right before I got onto this, and they was just like, "Oh, how did the application go?" I was like, "I don't know. We gonna find out when I get off." And he's like, "Again, Queena, every time." You know, I be telling them, and I've been telling them this thing. I've been going to the same therapist for 21. So this year will be marked 5 years. I've been telling them for 5 years straight. I was like, yo, one day this is not gonna work for me. One day I'm gonna wait to the last minute and I'm gonna go to do something and it's not gonna work for me. I've been telling them that for 5 years. That day ain't come yet. That day ain't come yet. Matter of fact, it's almost in like his mind. He's like, you gonna wait till the last minute to do it? Yup. And guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna come out on top. I'm gonna come out on top every time. You know? Come out on top every time. I need myself adrenaline. That's a requirement. People be out here like, oh, I want dopamine. No. I need my heart to beat. I need my fingers to, oh shit, oh my God. Oh shit. Oh, that's what I need. That is what I need. I need my back against the wall. I need to be on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? I need to be on the ropes in order to do something. But, you know, what up, Calico? Yo, it's crazy too, because mind you, yo, shout out to Calico, right, coming in here, and because I met Calico doing the Just Code initiative. Crazy. This was in 2016, maybe 2015, 2016. That was 10 years ago. Dang, bro. I'm a whole new human being now. But 10 years ago, I was an intern for a coding program that he was developing. 10 years later, I am now developing an AI SaaS platform. 10 years later. You see what I'm saying? These things follow me. You know, these things follow me. I know you work hard, but you make it look easy peasy. Well, you know, that's it. Yeah. You say I make it look easy, but notice what I'm doing right now. Fingers, arms crossed, you know? Oh, yeah, that was easy. That we already knew that was that poetry slam, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Sometimes, sometimes I be competing for things and it's like I know it's unfair. Sometimes I compete for things and I know it's unfair. So I'm sorry. If you see me on if you like applying for something, a grant, a fellowship, doing some poetry thing, whatever, if you see me, I'd be concerned. I'd be concerned. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I mean? And shout out to Lauda because she came with me to this poetry slam and we was talking or whatever. And she was like, you know, you gonna win. I was like, yeah, I am. And it's like, I'm not even, because I already know I've been doing this for too long, you know? Yeah. I've been doing this for too long. And I always come back to it. So yeah, no, that's fire. Yep. Easy. Pay my rent that day. Mind you, I need to start putting them numbers in because I say like, oh, I won $350,000 from grants, but you don't understand. I be winning bread from other things too. I just like to win. I just like to win. I just like to win, man. I really do. Matter of fact, like, and it's like, don't get me wrong too, because like I'm not a sore loser. I lose way more than I win, way more. In fact, I go for it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly going for the loss because it's like I'm immune to it at this point. I would say immune because I've definitely lost some things where I'm like, damn, yo, I really put a lot of time in that. That hurt me. That made me feel sad inside. They made the wrong choice. Sometimes I've been petty too. Oh, I gotta tell you about how I've been petty. And I'm a different kind of petty. Like, I'll give you a short story. I give you a short story. I applied for a pitch competition. It was $100,000, and I had the greatest pitch ever for a product, by the way, that was just like Win Grants, what I'm pitching now, but it was pre AI, right? And I wanted to win, so I knew I did my research. I did my pitch. When they announced the winners, they were choosing 100 entrepreneurs to go to this demo day. They didn't select me. Man, I knew I was like, oh, I'm gonna win. I made a steak dinner with broccoli and mashed potatoes on the side. I was watching the announcement. They didn't choose me. My heart sank. Ugh. I went to bed that night and I woke up the next day. That afternoon, I got an email from the same organization that put on that competition that said that they wanted to get on a video call with me. I was like, a video call? What? Okay. I get on the call with them. And they're like, yo, your application was so dope. Your pitch was so dope. It was so great. And they talking to me like this. And I'm looking at them confused because I let them go. I was like, then why didn't you pick me? Like, dead ass. And he was like, we didn't choose you because although the application said it was a global, entry, they didn't pick me because they wanted to support entrepreneurs in their state. That's why they didn't pick me. Despite the fact that they said that anybody in the world could apply. I'm like, oh, these is slick. They think they slick because they want the numbers, right? But they don't. So they asked me in the call, they say, hey, would you be interested in helping the other entrepreneurs refine their pitches? Okay, hold up. You didn't pick me, but you want me to come and help them go for the bread that I should have won. I got off that call and I was like, prepare to be petty. That night, I booked a plane ticket. I ain't never been to Grand Rapids, Michigan a day in my life. I booked the plane ticket to go to that same demo day. Had the whole product that I had, right? I was like, okay, you think, okay, you must not know me. I went all the way over there by myself too. The ignorance. By myself, I went to this to this pitch competition that they had. And as soon as I got there, man, I walked in, the whole room filled with entrepreneurs. I talked to every single entrepreneur that they chose, right? Because I was like, if you mess with me, I'm gonna teach you exactly how to win. And I don't care if somebody wants to learn how to win, I will teach you. And I'm gonna teach you how to win, not just because like I'm really good at what I do, but I help other people win because I can't win all the opportunities I find because of who I am. You got to understand that you are so unique that you can win things that I can't. There are grants for, Black men. You know what I mean? There are grants for fathers or grants for, people from Indonesia or who, you have to have a PhD to apply, or maybe even in a category I don't do, like dance or ceramics. So I will help you win because I can't, my identity won't match up with all the funders, but I talked to everybody in that room. And then I walked up to the executive director. The moment he saw me, his face went, oh my God. I said, hello, my name is Queen of Bergen. It's a pleasure to meet you. You see, it's interesting that you didn't select, man. Oh, I wish, I wish that there was a fly. I wish meta glasses were a thing at that point. I swear I would have recorded his face, right? Because he was a white man, so he turned very red. He turned very red and told everybody. You know what I mean? Told everybody, you know? But see, the thing is that I went there not just because I wanted to prove to them my level of resilience, but I also wanted, like, I'm what's the word? Like, I'm just I don't know if it's resilience or just like I'm very persistent. You know what I mean? And I was so confident that I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm going. I'm going." You know what I'm saying? That man was a cherry. You know what I'm saying? He told everybody on the board, everybody. So I went to all the events that were closed and only for the entrepreneurs. I was one of them. I went to every single one of those events and he introduced me to the people, and some of them were pissed that I came. People would walk up to me like, yo, are you the person who came from Jersey? Yes, I am. And when I tell you I walk into the room like I belong there, oh, it was like I almost, to be honest with you, I don't even know who that was. I don't even know who that was because I had a level of extrovertedness that it ain't, it ain't something I just be wearing every day. You know what I'm saying? It ain't something I be wearing every day. But I tell you what, so not only did I do that, this was back in maybe this is 2021 or 2022, but I have applied to that very same program every single year since. Never been selected. Never been selected. But every single time I apply back to that program, right? One, because I'm practicing my pitch, but two, because you will not forget me. You will not. Okay? That's not an option here. No. See, because you made a choice. You made a choice, and that choice, it wasn't a good one for you. It wasn't a smart decision to make. Cause you should have bet on me. You should have bet on me, you know? And yeah, that was great. That was a great time. That was a great time, you know. I quite enjoyed that trip, you know. Somebody on here do a flip? What does that mean? You know, I also got to be aware that Twitch just lets anybody, you know. They just be letting anybody pop onto the thing or whatever. I set my timer, no worries. I also have another application to do tomorrow too, so that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Yeah. They made a mistake that time. Every single year. And I'm gonna do it again this year. I think the application opens, it's usually around May. Usually around May. Oh, Lauda. Milo is here. Come here. Say hi to Lauda. Oh, well, hold on. She got to poop. Okay, there we go. Lauda. Look, it's Milo. I was literally calling her that this morning. I was like, Milo. You know? So, you enjoy work. You know, I just had to see, you know, baby girl. We gonna talk soon. I admire your attitude, your confidence, and persistence. My new role model. Don't put me as a role model. I got too many flaws for that. I strive for a quarter of this level of focus and persistence. Yeah, me too. Me too. Because if you saw me this weekend, I was a different human being. You know, I really got to balance it out. Like right before I came on here, I went to, you know, I had a bike ride. You know, I did my therapy session. You know, you know, love you, Lauda. So like it's one of those things where yeah, my balance is key. Cause I'm gonna like go ham on this application and ham to get this stuff done. But this will likely take me out for 48 hours. Easy. This will take me out for 48 hours easy. Don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't blink at me. I'm not here for none of that, you know. I am not here for any of that. And I'm okay with that balance. I really am. I'm okay with it, which is why I want to develop this platform because I do consulting right now and I do group calls. So if you are interested, I do have a group call on Friday. I think there's only like 2 slots left because it's small. But you can be face to face with me and I'll answer any of your questions about grants. You know, if you got anything going on, I'll help you out with your strategy and stuff like that. Um so please do that. Yo, shout out to you, Calico. Thank you. You know, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going because now I gotta get some capital. I gotta get some venture capital for this and build it. Because I know it's gonna really make a difference for a lot of people. But yeah, so this Friday I have my call that happens Friday at 7 p.m. EST. But I only let a few people in, like a handful. I think it's only like 5 people that I bring in the week, and it's just because I'm going to literally do what I'm doing right now, where it's like if you have questions, I'll answer them. I'll show you, and I'll literally show you grants that you can apply to that day, and then give you a strategy for you to win. I'm not going to be doing that for long though, because what I was going to say is that it requires energy. It requires energy and it requires like me to be able to complete the service versus like I can build a platform where I put my brain into like this thing and people can just, poke at it at any time they wish without me being poked. And that's what I want because I know myself. Oh my goodness, I know myself. Like I didn't make no videos, I didn't do no content. I didn't even pick up my phone from Friday night until Monday morning. I ain't do it for days. No, can't do that. I didn't. I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to make nothing. I don't want to do nothing. I want to talk to. I don't want to be perceived. I don't want to be perceived. I be having them times all the time. I'm gonna try to come to Atlanta. I really am. For I was trying to see if I can get out to what's the Charlemagne's John, the Black Effect podcast summit that he got going on over there. They had a pitch competition, but I don't got a podcast. So I was like, am I about to make a podcast? I don't know. But yeah. I've been to Atlanta a few times. I'm not gonna hold you, Calico, and I'm gonna say this from my soul. Is that like I haven't had the best experiences going to Atlanta. I just haven't had the best experiences. Like, oh, I man, Atlanta just been I be wanting, but like I've been in Atlanta like 3 times, and every time I've had to deal with some BS, like something. You know what I'm saying? Like I got scammed by a promoter one time. I got like I ended up seeing like a car chase happen like the moment I got my rental car. It was just wilding. Everyone says this, but do y'all I don't know what that means. Everyone says this, but who do y'all be with when y'all come here? Oh, I don't know. I also keep in mind, like, these messages are coming in later. So if I'm like confused, you might have to give me some context. And you don't know how many people say, like, I feel like if I had a nickel for every person in the world who had the phrase Queena, you should blank. I'd never have to make no content a day in my life. I'd never have to make no platform a day in my life because so many people they'll meet me and they'll be like, "Oh my God, Queena, you should. Queena, you should. Queena, you should." I'm like, "Yo, there's no shortage." Um. Are you in Atlanta? Oh, okay. So, okay, I'm gonna tell you. When I went to Atlanta the first time, it was not by myself. I went to Atlanta with maybe like I was the leader of a group of artists, right? So that again, I've been doing artistry, and this was prior to my grant world, but I was like paying out of pocket to do this stuff. And I went to Atlanta to go to A3C, and I through the internet had met a promoter who I had paid to, do shows or do things or whatever. But when I got down there, it was not uh it was not what I paid for. I paid and I got there and it was not any of that. And it's like I could man, when I tell you, and I didn't even know what to do because like I'm not no thug. You feel me? I'm very clearly not thuggable. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm almost adverse gangster. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna talk to me and you're like, she ain't about that life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to hold on to, especially at that moment in time. Oh, this is my plant light turned on. I don't even know how it looks. But yeah, so he ended up just taking our money, and we didn't actually get to perform. We didn't get oh, that was so rough. That was so rough because it was the reason why we went down there. So that was what happened. It wasn't at A3C throw, by the way. It wasn't the official like thing. It was through some, I'm not gonna put the information out there because I feel like if I said it, you might know like, the people or whatever. Cause I don't they got that. They got that. They got that bread. They got that. They ain't had to question nothing. I was like, yo, I want money back. They ain't gonna give it to me. I just had to take that L. Went all the way down there and took that L. And then the next time that I went, it was I ended up having an issue with my rental car, but it was mainly because like there was like a car chase that happened. Like the police, you know what I'm saying? It was a car chase. Someone crashed a car. It wasn't the one I was in, but they crashed a car, and then the police came out. They was running on foot, and this was within like 2 hours. You know what I mean? It was within 2 hours of me landing in this place, and I was like, "Yo, Atlanta, is it hot here? Is it hot here?" The third time I went wasn't that bad. The third time I went, it was because I was going down there to shoot content for a juice bar. Which, by the way, I don't know if you're in Atlanta, but also Calico, if you're in the area, it starts with a D. The area that it's in, I don't know if it's Dunbar, Del Bar, whatever, but it's in Atlanta, and the name, I don't even remember the name of the juice bar. Wholesome Juice Bar. Wholesome Juice Bar. I did their content and I went down to Atlanta for it. That was fine. But that was like the suburbs. I was like in the suburbs, you know. And that was great. Yeah, no, there was plenty of scamming. I got scammed. I flew to Atlanta to get scammed. And I lost some friends on that trip too. Yeah, it was tragic. It was tragic. Dunwoody. That's where it is. Yeah, Wholesome Juice Bar. It's in Dunwoody. It's in this really awesome complex. I think it's like a Walmart and all that kind of stuff over there too. But yeah, he got a juice bar over there. So he flew me to Atlanta to shoot content for his juice bar. And I was like, all right, yo, fire. Which, by the way, that's like, look, I'm gonna get it how I get it. I'm gonna get it how I get it. If you an artist, develop some high paying skills so that if something ain't coming in, you could just, be able to get that bread off somewhere. You know what I mean? Get that bread off of somewhere. So like that wasn't a bad experience because I was able to be in a hotel. I was like in the nice part. It was chill. It was chill. But nah, them first two trips, I was like, bruh, is it hot down here? Like, this is different. But it'd be making me want to come back though, because I'm like, dang. And there's also like the level of Black excellence in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Like the ratio, I'd be like, yo, there really is a spot. You got a tech platform, Atlanta Tech Park. Oh, let me see here. All right, seriously, y'all got 8 more minutes. Y'all too engaged. Yeah, y'all too engaged. Okay, what we got here? You know what? You know what's really fire in Atlanta? Oh my goodness. This was the thing that I did in Atlanta that I was like, it literally, it almost transformed my entire trip. Because it was one of the bad trips, but I went to this place and it was a giant warehouse and it had a bonfire. And I think it was called Bonfire. Like the event that I went to. It was a giant warehouse and the building had like words written on it. It was like world peace and unity and whatever. But when you went inside the warehouse, it was like there were games and TVs and it was like giant Bonfire ATL. Oh my God. When we went there, it was so, I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it. It was so great. I love Connect 4. And it was like a big one. You know what I mean? That John, that was fire. That was fire. That was fire. Okay, so you said that, I started to just, so I know you have Just Code, which I'm assuming you probably like also iterated on because of like AI and vibe coding and stuff like that. But you was ahead of the curve, bro. You was ahead of the curve. That That underground, yeah, because I went this trip that happened in Atlanta had to have been because I was in my apartment, so it had to have been maybe 2017. It had to be 2017. Is it not there no more? That was awesome. It was so awesome. I had like they had food trucks. There was a big old bonfire, and then inside, I don't know if there was like a skate like a skating ramp. You know what I'm saying? There was like people who were like actively skateboarding, and like it was fire. But yeah, so Just Code, it was like ahead of the game. You know what I mean? Because like because I did Just Code, and then after I was an intern with you, I ended up going into a coding boot camp to learn Android development, and that's when I got into tech. Yeah, that's when I got into tech. And I'm back in tech again because AI is just so revolutionary. But let me look at this website because I'm looking at the website now um, of this platform. Let me see. Is this what it is? Atlanta Tech Park? You know, Dell startups for type of around filling need the most gap and underrepresented. That's a really big thing, underrepresented entrepreneurs. And I'm really happy that you're doing that work. Because the thing is that because people were talking about inside of this chat earlier about how AI is affecting like the black communities. And there's so every single accelerator program and pitch competition that I've applied for was for underrepresented founders, which is another way of saying marginalized. You know what I mean? So yeah, please tap in with CEO, tap in with CEO, um, and learn more about what's going on over there. But like, and it's because there's so much money in AI. You got to understand something, and this is why I'm also hopeful because every person, every family that gain wealth based on the trade of that time, right? So if you think about like, you know what I'm saying, if it was the agricultural age, you know what I'm saying, or the industrial age, you got Ford, you know what I'm saying, built that empire, right? In the internet age, you got yourself a Jeff Bezos, you know what I'm saying, like the Sam Walton, I'm pretty sure his name, Sam Walton, the owner of Walmart. He died so rich, he died so rich that when he gave his kids the money, they became the second, third, fourth most richest people in the world. Okay, like in the thing that you have to take from that is that in order for you to gain massive wealth, it is best for you to work within the parameter of the industry of that generation. And right now that's AI. Right now that's AI, but how can we make it a positive thing? How can we make it something that benefits us? How can we do that? You know what I mean? That's what I'm going on. Okay, hold up, let me drive hub ATL. um Yeah, how can we do that? Oh wait, hold up. Oh snap! So what's up? You gonna pick me up from the airport? Okay. Ah, yeah, you vibe coded this joint. I could tell. Anybody who vibe code, they know the deal. They know the deal. Okay, auto rentals, vehicles. Oh, nice. This is clean. This is clean. Are you doing this through like? Do you have the inventory? Or are you doing this through like affiliate? That's fire. Insurance included, flexible terms, competitive pricing, driver first approach. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I gotta get approved. You know, I've been trying to do Toro for years, and every single time they tell me I don't even know what I did wrong. They was like, "Nah, we can't take you. You wild in these streets. You wild in these streets. We can't accept that." you know. And this is my car. I have a. It's not as new as this one, but I have a Jeep. I'm a Jeep. I'm Jeep gang. You know. Okay. Oh no, you could join a membership. Ah. Oh, that's fire. Parking. Oh, you got anything auto solutions. Oh, you out here taking over the game. And that's what I'm saying. You could literally do something where it's like, you know, you could take over a whole lane doing something like this. Take over a whole lane. For real, for real. So that's fire. Okay. Hear me and hear me now. To every single one of you who is still inside of this live. Y'all want me to build a tech platform that's gonna revolutionize the world? Hmm? Dude, y'all want me to get to making something that's literally like if you sign up for the wait list right now, I'm about to go in to make something that you could use to build generational wealth. Okay. I'm about to go do that. All right. Come on, bird tail. Bird tail. Come on. Bird tail. Okay. Right. So we all good? All right. So anybody that you know who does grants, who does anything like that, and they're interested in winning, tell them to follow me. And check out the content that I create. I'm here to help. But I also got to do the work too, you know? Um, oh, you already signed up? Fire. All right. So I appreciate you. I'm going to get these application responses together because I can't multitask. You guys are you're too engaged with me. And I don't know how to stop. I can't chew gum and walk. I told you this. These are my flaws. Okay. I'm going to get these application responses done. But what I am going to do is come back probably when I do the actual submission just to go over them. I'll do it on live and I'll also likely post some content about it on my actual channel, like on my actual Instagram page. So I appreciate every single one of you for joining. Thank you so much for being so engaged for the content, you know? Really appreciated that. All right. So wish me luck.